This is a common way of drawing up an architecture of a modern data warehouse where we have different layers for ingest, store, prepare, and serve. But when we go to the data lakehouse, it makes much more sense to move the layers around. So you see here that we now have prepare and store, which is also our compute and storage separated over each other. Prepare is then the Spark engine and storage is in OneLake. Let's go through the different layers. First, we have the ingest part. Here we have multiple options to extract the raw data from the sources and then land it in a lakehouse item. In this architecture, we call it landing. It could also be called raw or bronze. There's different naming conventions for this, but we have different options to ingest the data. Then for the next part, we will go and then do the preparation, cleaning and validating of the data. And here we can use the Spark compute running one or multiple notebooks, probably write them in PySpark, and then place the data down in Delta Lake format in a lakehouse item called base. We could also separate this process up in different steps and then have multiple different lake houses. Finally, we will go out and then do our business level transformations where we create our dimensions and fact. Again, we use one or more notebooks and use the Spark compute, but this time we will probably write our notebooks in Spark SQL to do this transformation part. Then the last layer here is the serve part, where we have our Power BI semantic data model with now the direct lake options, but we also have an SQL endpoint so we can serve the data that way also, even though we have our data in a lake house. Finally, we have to orchestrate the whole combined data flow, and this will be done with Data Factory pipeline. So this is the overall architecture of how you can make it work in Fabric with this data lake house. But we also have an option to change the last layer. So the curated layer now is a data warehouse item. This opens up that we can use T-SQL store procedures to do our business level transformation. And that's especially a good option if you're migrating from a SQL database based data warehouse. And in this case, we don't need a SQL endpoint. It is just built in. So another option to set up a data lakehouse in Fabric.